Good morning, Galilee family and friends. Welcome to Friday Focus. Now I know I am not Joan or Gail or Paula. I'm a guest. My name is Amy and I'm a member here at Galilee. I'm a mom of 3, and so most of my days are filled with giggles and glitter, chaos, and hard-learned lessons for them as well as for me. But every so often, the Lord will use my kids and will use them to teach or remind me of one of his promises or truths. And this week, I shared that kind of moment with my oldest daughter, Annabelle. And as I have told the story throughout the week, Joan came and asked if I would share it with you guys here on Friday Focus. So that's why I'm here. I am going to play the video of the story, and then I'm going to jump back on here to close us out. So I hope you enjoy. I was driving through downtown Annapolis this morning with my daughter going to an appointment, and we hit a red light, and where we were in the lineup of cars landed our car stopping right in front of a church that is in a building, and it's kind of inconspicuous. You wouldn't necessarily know that it's a church at first glance. But anyway, so I looked over and I saw it sitting there right next to us, and I was like, you know what? Hey, Annabelle, do you see that building? Do you see that building with the sign? And I said the name of the church that's on the sign, and she said, yeah. She said, did you know that that's a church and Mommy helped start that church many years ago? And she was like, what? That's amazing. That's so cool. How in the world did you do that? And I said, well, we spent a lot of time praying, and myself and a few other people, we actually moved down here in downtown Annapolis, and we were really intentional and tried to live intentional lives where we just would immerse ourselves with the locals, and we would go and hang out and talk to people and get to know people whose everyday rhythms brought them in and through the city here. And I said, and it just gave us a chance to talk to people and get to know them and share Jesus's love with them and invite them to church. And she's like, Mom, that's amazing. And I said, and don't forget, like, I was one of a team of 27 of us. So there's 27 of us doing it. It wasn't just me. And then I said, you know, Annabelle, and there were some really hard things about that experience as well. And there were some things that were just really hard for Mommy. But God blessed it and grew the church anyways. And now they're in this building many years later. And she's like, wow, Mom, that's incredible. And you know what? It's okay that you went through hard things because God got you through that. And he did that because he loved you, and he's never going to leave you. And I was like, yeah, you're right, Annabelle. You're right. And so I'm going to share that wisdom from my kids with you today. Whatever hard thing happened yesterday that you got through, God got you through that because he loves you, and he's never going to leave you or forsake you. And you know that if he got you through that hard time of yesterday, whatever it is that you're facing today, God's going to get you through it. He's going to be with you in it. You're going to get through it because he loves you, and he's never going to leave you or forsake you. So I hope that encourages you today as my wisdom of my daughter encouraged me. Out of the mouth of babes, right? That was such a sweet moment. And my heart swelled, not just from pride because my 9-year-old daughter is bringing truth into the moment, but she redirected my gaze unto the Lord, and there I remembered his faithfulness. In Psalm 139, David thanks and praises God for his presence in our lives all of our days, as well as how intimately he knows us. I'm going to paraphrase this and jump around a bit, but you'll recognize the verses from Psalm 139. David wrote, you search me and you know me. You know when I sit and when I rise. You discern my thoughts from afar. You are acquainted with all of my ways. You hem me in behind and before, and you lay your hand upon me. Where shall I go from your spirit? If I'm in heaven, you are with me. If I make my bed in Sheol, you are with me. If I take the wings of the morning or dwell in the uttermost parts of the sea, even there your hand shall lead me, and your right hand shall hold me. Amen, right? So think about that psalm as you go into this weekend and couple it with the encouragement that my daughter shared.
You see, our circumstances and situations change all the time, but God never does. He's the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow. And like David, we can always praise and thank him for his faithfulness over the years. And even then, we can bring that same thanks and praise into our current circumstances, regardless of what they are, good, bad, frustrating, whatever it is. God has not left you. He will bring you through whatever it is that you're facing. Why? Because he made you. He loves you. You are his. Claim that truth, especially on the hard days. I hope that encourages you and that you find comfort in that as you think about Psalm 139 and whatever it is you're facing today. That's all I've got for Friday Focus. As you come into the church this weekend, I want to encourage you to grab one of the bulletins that has all of the names for our church community that need prayer. And as you go about your week, each day pick a couple names and lift them up to the Lord. Also on Sunday, there's an LWML meeting. So if you're a lady in our church, why don't you stop on by after second service on Sunday, so around 12 o'clock, that meeting will start. And it doesn't last too long, but it's pretty nice. So that's all I have. Thank you for letting me be part of your Friday Focus. I hope you have a great week, and God's peace be with you.